Hi everybody, this is Bruce with Forest Friend. We're down here visiting an Amish sawmill. This is called a stave mill. As you can see, there's white oak and bur oak. They're the only two woods that are suitable for making barrel staves because they're watertight. These great big logs here to your left are a little too big for the sawmill itself, so they'll cut it into bolts out here, and then they'll split it with this large saw. After doing several rounds, they'll sharpen it. Here we are in the smaller logs. They'll mark the logs for length, and then they'll roll them up here, pull the chainsaw across it, cuts it. The scraps go up that chute. Now we'll take a walk inside the mill. This is the power unit for this side of the mill. Looks like a John Deere. Everything here runs on a line shaft and belts. There's the blower. That's where the line shaft starts and comes in. After the bolts are cut, they're put on this conveyor and brought into the mill. They're able to run this chain down, roll the log into the feed for the quarter saw here. They'll split it in half, bring it back, split it again. Once it's quartered, it goes up this chute, and then it sends half one way, half the other way. They'll eventually go on to a roundy round horizontal bandsaw that's fixed. They cut them about 1 3/8 inches thick. Follows this here deal, goes around to these live rollers, and then it forces itself into the saw. As you can see, it goes right into the saw blade, about a 2-inch saw blade. I haven't asked them what type of blades they use, but I'll have to next time. Once they're cut, you'll see the bolt or the cant will go with the board up this chute, and then it goes across this belt, drops to this mechanism here where the board is caught and ran down to another belt. The bolt is flipped, goes back for another cutting. Boards then go up this conveyor to the rip station. The operator here is looking for no white wood. The width is 6 inches maximum. Minimum is 1.5 inches. They're taking all the white wood off, and if there's a knot, they try to avoid that. If they can, they'll run it up that little saw there, and they'll make it a 24-inch board, which is for lids and bottoms. Here we go over to the mill where the fellas were working that day. As you can see, there's a line shaft there, runs this saw. The young man has already measured them, gets rid of the scrap, brings it in, gonna cut it to length. Pretty neat how this works. It's basically a centrifugal clutch that he Got a handle down there to activate the saw. And we've got another clutch that you can activate the this here flipper. It's just like a crankshaft. Gives a little flip, forces it into the mill. You see they try to get as much of the chips as possible. We'll go into the mill here. In this mill they use band saws for quartering. Pretty neat setup. There's a debarker. It does a pretty good job of throwing chips at you. It'll go through the horizontal cut. The operator is able to adjust left and right, up and down, depending on the log. Here he's probably trying to adjust it so it dead centers that thing. Got another debarker on the top. As most sawyers know, rocks and mud and dirt, it just eats your saw blades up. They use a pressurized lubrication system. And it does a really nice job. It just quarters that log as it goes along. The nails are pretty close. Once it goes there, starts on the roundy round. This is a double-headed roundy round. See how the quarter falls off, the board is caught and it's sent to the rip saw. This guy here in the corner has a pretty important job. He's checking the face of the wood, see if it's fit for quarter sawing. That's just beautiful quarter sawn wood right there. That's the key to a barrel. Is it's all quarter sawn. He's bringing in some quarters from the head saw or the main saw, heading them into the roundy round. Next step is the other quarter of the roundy round. At this point, the pieces of wood is like that one there. That was it for that piece. There was no more quarter sawing in it. So didn't make the grade. He'll send it along. That's what I turn into firewood. Hence the name whiskey wood. So he's checking the faces of these pieces as they come through. Making sure he turns good side down. Able to limit it, get a good look at it. There's a little short piece there. That'll be a lid or a bottom. There's another one. Oh, looks like it was done. After it goes through here, we'll take a walk over to the rip saw side. There again, the guys are looking for maximum width of 6 inches. They're removing the heartwood and the whitewood from it. The minimum is 1.5 inches. There's 3 stations here going, so there's 6 guys basically grading and ripping barrel stave. And they move right along. It's amazing how quickly they're able to crank this out. When the board's finished, it goes into this trough, goes over to the stacker table. The stacker, he'll stack so many on here. There's 1,000 board feet in each one of these racks or stacks. On average, they do 13 of those a day, so about 13,000 board feet. These will be shipped off to cooperages all across the country, mainly Ohio. If you notice, you can see the medullary rays. They go left and right. That's a perfect quarter sawn board. That's what they're looking for. And when they get to the cooperage, they're graded on that. So if it's not up to snuff, they don't make as much money per board foot. Here again, this is the whiskey wood. This is the way I pick it up. I'll sort through it, cut it to length, and make my customers warm and happy. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.